It was a chilly Tuesday afternoon on the south side of Chicago. Cars rushed by, horns blared, and people moved briskly, heads down against the wind. Among the crowd was 12-year-old Malik, his backpack slightly worn and sneakers scuffed, heading home after school. He clutched a library book close to his chest, a fantasy novel he'd gotten lost in lately, a way to escape the gritty reality of his neighborhood. As he waited at the corner of 63rd and Halsted, he noticed an elderly woman hesitating near the edge of the sidewalk. She wore a thick gray coat, and her cane trembled slightly in her hand. Her wrinkled face looked up at the light, then down at the street, unsure. Malik stepped toward her without hesitation. "Ma'am," he said gently, "you need help crossing?" She looked at him, surprised. "Oh, yes. These cars don't seem to want to stop." He offered his arm, and she gratefully took it. Together, they stepped into the crosswalk as the light turned red. Malik kept his body between her and traffic, shielding her like a little knight. Once on the other side, she paused to catch her breath. "Thank you, young man. What's your name?" "Malik," he said. "You okay?" She smiled. "You remind me of my son when he was young. Always helping people." "I'm Evelyn." They chatted a little more before she insisted he not be late getting home. Malik nodded and jogged off, never thinking twice about the moment. 2 days later, Evelyn showed up at the corner again, at the same time. This time, Malik was waiting. "You back?" he asked, grinning. "Had an appointment again. Thought I might see my little bodyguard." Malik laughed. For the next few weeks, whenever she had errands nearby, Evelyn and Malik would talk. He learned she lived alone in an old brownstone and had some trouble getting around. She learned Malik was raised by his mom, a nurse who worked night shifts, and that he often helped take care of his younger sister. One day, Evelyn invited Malik to her home for hot chocolate. Hesitant at first, he eventually agreed. Her house was cozy, filled with the smell of cinnamon and the soft hum of jazz music. She showed him photos of her family. In one of them was a smiling man in a designer suit standing next to the president. "Is that someone famous?" Malik asked. Evelyn chuckled. "That's my son, Andre. He runs some big tech company in California now. Always flying somewhere." Malik blinked. "Your son's a billionaire?" She smiled gently. "Yes, but he's still my boy. Doesn't come home often. That's why I appreciate you more than you know." Malik didn't know what to say. He'd never met a billionaire. And he certainly didn't think anything of helping a sweet old lady cross the street. Weeks passed. One day, Evelyn didn't show up. The next day, still nothing. On the third day, Malik felt something was wrong. He went to her house and knocked. No answer. Panicked, he found a neighbor who called 911. Evelyn had fallen inside and couldn't reach the phone. She was rushed to the hospital in time, thanks to Malik. A few days later, Malik visited her at the hospital. "You saved me again," she whispered, holding his hand. "Thank you, Malik. You have a heart this world needs." As he left the room, a tall, sharply dressed man stepped in. His eyes were red, his face tense. "You Malik?" "Yes, sir." The man stepped forward and hugged him. "I'm Andre. My mother told me everything about you. I owe you more than I can say." Malik stood frozen. "Would you and your family have dinner with me?" Andre asked. "Please." That evening, Malik, his mom, and sister sat in a 5-star restaurant for the first time. Andre listened as Malik spoke about school, life, and his dreams of becoming a writer. Andre was quiet, nodding often, clearly moved. At the end of the meal, Andre handed Malik a small envelope. "Open it when you're home," he said. Later that night, Malik opened it. Inside was a handwritten letter. Malik. I've spent my life building companies, making money, sitting in boardrooms. But you reminded me of what truly matters: humanity, kindness, time. You gave my mother care when I gave her distance. I can't change the past, but I can change the future. This is a scholarship fund in your name, not just for you, but for other kids like you. You'll never have to worry about college. And if you ever need help publishing those stories of yours, I'll be your first investor. Thank you. Andre Kingston, *. Malik's hands trembled. He read the letter again, then looked at his mom. Tears filled her eyes. He had simply offered his arm to an old woman. And that one small gesture had changed everything. Months later, a photo made the rounds on social media, Malik standing beside Andre Kingston at a community center ribbon cutting. Behind them, a banner read, "The Evelyn Foundation, Building Futures Through Kindness." Reporters asked Malik, now a rising teen leader, what inspired it all. "I didn't do anything special," he said. "I just saw someone who needed help. That's all." But the world saw something different, a boy whose heart rewrote his story, his family's future, and a billionaire's broken bond.